Hi everyone, it's New Year's Day, January 1st. My name is Skylar and welcome to The Fox Hollow. The Fox Hollow is a lifestyle channel where we do travel vlogs, mukbangs, and occasionally I get drunk and rant about the law in our Legally Drunk series. I'm a lawyer, I live in Nebraska, and for the last 10 years I was a vegetarian, meaning that I did eat dairy and eggs, but I did not have any meat or seafood or other meat-related products for 10 years. This month, I'm doing the 30-day carnivore diet challenge. What is the carnivore diet, you may be wondering? Well, the carnivore diet is very simply an animal-based diet, which excludes any plant. So, meat, organs, fish, seafood, eggs, and dairy are allowed, whereas fruits, vegetables, grains, coffee, tea, etc., alcohol are not allowed. Just real quick before we get going, I don't recommend this diet to anybody, but I am just doing an experiment for myself. If you are already on this diet or interested in doing the diet with me, I welcome that, but again, I'm not recommending that anybody go out and do this with me. We are going to be following a high quality carnivore diet to make sure we're getting proper nutrition. How does this differ from what other people are doing? Well, unfortunately, and this isn't everybody, but unfortunately, I see a lot of people who are eating conventionally raised, grain-fed, steak, bacon, conventionally raised eggs, and calling that good. However, in the United States, conventionally raised animals aren't fed their natural diet. They're fed grains, corn, and soy, sprayed with pesticides and herbicides, scraps of animal byproducts, and in my own work, I've even seen animals that are fed candy. Additionally, these animals are given hormones and antibiotics because the animals are getting sick being raised in an unnatural and filthy environment. This is one of the major reasons why I went vegetarian in the first place. So simply put, we are what we eat, and the animals that we eat are also composed of what they eat. Health should be looked at holistically and rooted in an ancestral lifestyle. It's not enough to eat nourishing food. We also need to nourish our bodies in many other ways to reduce modern day stressors. We need to walk outdoors, get plenty of sunshine, get away from technology, improve the quality of our sleep, and drink mineral water or try to limit our exposure to certain chemicals and stressors in our environment. So I'm basing my recommendations off of many ancestral diet proponents, including the likes of Frank Tufano, by eating a varied and high quality diet of naturally raised animal foods. Specifically, Frank recommends eating grass-fed meat and offals, like liver and bone marrow, for instance, from like beef and lamb, wild-caught fish, fish eggs such as salmon roe and caviar, and seafood generally, pasture-raised pork and chicken, pasture-raised eggs, raw grass-fed butter, cheese, and dairy, and even sometimes raw honey. I'm linking a few of his videos in the description below for more on the importance of bioavailable vitamins and minerals and how to eat a more indigenous animal-based diet. Eating high quality is important for many different reasons: ethically, environmentally, and nutritionally. In fact, the only reason why I quit being vegetarian is because I watched Frank Tufano's YouTube videos and began to do my own research and realized that we shared a lot of these common values about how to be a healthier person and how to be better to the environment and how to be better to the animals as well. So I really care about how animals are raised and treated, and I care about workplace conditions in slaughterhouses as well. I care about chemical runoff in the soil and water, as well as regenerative agriculture by pasturing the animals. I care about farmers who want to farm the land right, and they're being bullied by these companies to farm subsidized products that are actually unhealthy for humans to eat. I think that that's a huge issue. I care about eating the healthiest food, which can help me be optimally healthy, aligning more with my ancestral diet, or the diet that my ancestors ate, for instance. And I just received Frank's new book. I'll be reading it during the Carnivore Diet Challenge to keep me motivated. I'm also listening to Good Calories, Bad Calories on Audible, and it's a really fascinating kind of look at how our nutrition advice became so warped and inaccurate, and how it's actually making people unhealthy. So I've already kind of flipped through this a little bit, and it looks like a nice just nutrition workbook almost. So it looks pretty concise. So that's nice. Good bedtime reading. And the cover looks very beautiful. So just to give a little background on my health journey. So again, I've been vegetarian for 10 years up to this point, and before and kind of during that vegetarian diet, for the most part, I was eating a standard American diet. The spring of 2019, so earlier this year, I tried keto for the first time and felt absolutely amazing. Like the best I'd ever felt in my entire life. Like my energy levels were through the roof. I was just feeling so much better and clear-minded. And before I went into the keto diet, I was very skeptical about it because I believed the conventional wisdom that was also, of course, making me sick, because I was trying to be healthy. I was trying to do the diet, like what's a healthy diet, and I was trying to do that, and I felt like miserable because they said, you know, a calorie is a calorie, you know, eat this amount of carbs. And I did that and I didn't feel good. But then when I tried keto, I felt amazing. And for the next part of this year, I was experimenting with high fat, low carb. I did intermittent fasting. I did long-term fasting for like 24 hours, 48 hours, etc. And I was just really enjoying that. And I lost around 17 pounds by doing this. And I just felt so much better. So while I was getting into keto, I had also noticed this trend with carnivore, and I was kind of equally skeptical. I was like, well, I already knew vegan diets were unhealthy, which is why I never went vegan. I can talk a little bit more about like why I went vegetarian in a later video, but I knew that veganism was unhealthy. I knew that I had to have some animal product in my diet to be healthy. But if there's one regret that I do have from being vegetarian, is that I wasn't a pescatarian during that time. I wish that I had eaten some omega-3 fatty acids, but unfortunately you can't go back and fix the past, so we just have to go from here. So speaking of being pescatarian, in September I reintroduced fish and seafood and became a pescatarian. And by the way, I really love seafood. I really love salmon. It's still one of my absolute favorite foods of all time. So you'll probably be seeing me eat quite a bit of salmon during this 30-day challenge because I love my seafood. So finally in November, I reintroduced meat for the first time in 10 years. So I've been eating meat for about a month and a half now. Before this challenge, and fish and seafood for several months. But I've been, of course, eating eggs and cheese for 10 years, more than 10 years. So now you may be wondering, like, why am I doing a 30-day carnivore challenge anyway? Well, I want to feel good and improve my health overall. I've already discussed nutrient density to some extent. I feel that after 10 years of being vegetarian and most of my lifetime being on the standard American diet, that I have some nutritional deficiencies, particularly vitamins A, D3 and K2, as well as I've already talked about those omega-3 fatty acids. In fact, after I reintroduced seafood, there was a month that I ate salmon for dinner like every single night, and I just craved it. And I think that's why, because my body was craving those vitamins and minerals that only that fish had. So all of these vitamins are synergistic in the body and necessary for optimal health. Animal products are high in essential nutrients and minerals that the body can actually absorb and use, and this is called bioavailability. The carnivore diet is also known as the ultimate elimination diet. This means I'll be eliminating all inflammatory foods, and then after the challenge I'll be reintroducing them to see if I react badly to any of those plant foods, or if I react well to them and decide that I'm going to keep eating them. I'll also see if I react to any animal products. In particular, dairy and eggs can sometimes be problems for people, although I think that I'll be okay because I've eaten a lot of them. The carnivore diet will give my gut a break from digesting plants high in anti-nutrients. For more on anti-nutrients, check out some of the videos linked in the description below. The diet should also hopefully improve my skin. As a redhead of Irish and German descent, my skin is very sensitive, and I have a few skin issues that I'm trying to heal from, including rosacea and acne on my face and pimples on my legs. Just to be candid with you all about what I'm trying to improve with this diet. I already know that I'm sensitive to carbs and sugar because when I eat them, I start breaking out, I get bloated, my face gets puffy, etc. It's just not a good situation. I'm also healing from thyroid issues, specifically hypothyroidism from, I think, being on a vegetarian diet and being deficient in things like iodine, selenium, and zinc for 10 years. So I'm hoping to heal my thyroid through this 30-day challenge to some extent, and maybe look into doing more of a thyroid protocol after. If you all are interested in seeing that, just let me know in the comments below. So again, I don't think I have, or at least not any strong issues with dairy and eggs, but just to make sure, for the first week I'll be eliminating dairy and eggs from this carnivore challenge, except for ghee and maybe some grass-fed butter, because again, I don't think that I have any issues with dairy, so I think that the butter should be fine. Also, it's delicious, so I don't see myself not eating butter, even if I have some kind of reaction to it. Butter is delicious, so what are you gonna do? Thus far, I find I really enjoy wild-caught sockeye salmon, lamb rib chops, venison, raw grass-fed dairy products, particularly, you know, cheese, milk, and butter, pasture-raised eggs, pasture-raised pork and chicken. I find I prefer bison over beef, actually. I've tried beef a few times, and so far I don't know, I'm just not very, I just don't like it very much. I'm gonna try it a few more times during this challenge to see if my palate changes, or see if I can find a better source or cut that I prefer. And of course, I'm not gonna be eating any raw honey until at the very end of the challenge or after the challenge, because it's sugar. Even if it is technically an animal product, it's made with bee pollen, so, you know, maybe day 30 or right after, and we'll see how that goes. And about liver, because I mentioned it earlier in the video about offcuts, offals, before recently, I've never had liver. So on Christmas Eve, I had a chicken liver pate for the very first time, and it was actually pretty good, especially put on a little bit of Gruyere cheese. Like, it was actually amazing, and I got some of my family members to try it, and they were actually impressed by how much they didn't dislike it. So, you know, progress. Getting some animal nutrients in our diet now, right? And so during the challenge, I'll also be trying lamb liver for the very first time, so stay tuned for that. It should be really fun. I'll give you all candid updates on what I'm eating and how I'm feeling throughout the month. After the 30-day challenge, I look forward to reintroducing some plant foods and seeing how I react to them. From there, I'll most likely be eating kind of like how I've started to eat in December, but probably a little bit stricter because there's not holiday treats all around. But I will most likely then be eating a high quality animal-based diet, not a plant-based diet, but animal-based, yes. And we'll probably not continue with a fully carnivorous diet. Again, I'm thinking about maybe doing a thyroid protocol, or maybe just focusing on my Anglo-Irish and German roots and starting to reintroduce the plants that I know that my great-great-great-great-grandparents probably ate, and see if I can revolve my diet around more of an ancestral way of eating and see how I feel with that. So if you're interested in either the thyroid or the German-Irish meals, let me know in the comments below, and I'll take that into account about which one I might explore first, because I think that they're both going to be really important jumping off from the carnivore diet. Just to start with, I'll show you my body composition so we can compare and contrast any changes which may happen in the next 30 days. I'm 5 foot 3 inches and currently weigh around 130 pounds. I have a little muscle from moderate weightlifting and light cardio about 1 to 2 times a week. I have a little fat, especially on my midsection. Right now, I'm just going to continue doing my normal exercise routine during the challenge. I'm probably not going to reduce my workout routine. I'm definitely not going to increase it. I may try to walk more during this challenge, because I think it's important that I need to get outside and get some fresh air, even if it's cold in Nebraska. Please like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you never miss another video from the Fox Hollow. For more content, you can follow me on Instagram at schuyler.fox and also thefoxhollow.yt. I'll see you all next week for a 1-week carnivore diet check-in. Thank you all for your support, and Happy New Year!